Leviticus 9, Part 1. Aaron and his sons stayed at the tabernacle's entrance for the rest of the ordination ceremony, which in total lasted for 7 days from start to finish. But on the 8th day, Moses called together Aaron and his sons, as well as the elders of Israel. He instructed Aaron to take a young bull with no defects for a sin offering, and a ram without defects for a burnt offering. And Aaron must present these offerings to the Lord. Moses then instructed the Israelites to bring a 1-year-old goat without defects for a sin offering, and a 1-year-old lamb without defects for a burnt offering. In addition, they must also bring a bull and a ram for a peace offering, and flour moistened with olive oil for a grain offering. They must present all these offerings to the Lord, because the Lord would appear to them on that day. So Aaron and the people obeyed Moses' instructions, and they brought the necessary offerings at the entrance of the tabernacle. They then came forward and stood before the Lord. Then Moses told Aaron to come to the altar and sacrifice his sin offering and burnt offering, to purify himself and the people. Moses then told Aaron that he must also present the offerings of the people, to purify them, and thus making them right with the Lord. So Aaron obeyed, and he first presented his own offerings. He approached the altar, and slaughtered his young bull for the sin offering. Then his sons brought him the blood, and he dipped his finger in it, and put it on the horns of the altar. He then poured out the rest of the blood at the base of the altar. Aaron then burned the animal's fat, the 2 kidneys, and the long lobe of the liver on the altar. He then burned the meat in the hide outside the camp. And after presenting his sin offering, Aaron then slaughtered his ram for the burnt offering. His sons then brought him the blood, and he splattered it against all sides of the altar. They then handed him the cut-up pieces of the burnt offering, including the head, and he then burned them on the altar. Aaron then washed the internal organs and the legs, and he then burned them on the altar, along with the rest of the burnt offering. And that's Leviticus 9, Part 1.